Good evening and welcome to Conversations with Cathy.
Good evening, everybody. It's Friday night once again, and welcome back to Conversations with Cathy. Thank you for joining us tonight. And before anything else, I'd like to say hello to some of our friends who are watching. Hello, Ryan from Tagum City, all the way from Tagum City. Hi, Mary Rose. Hello. Oh, Raymond Isaac. I know our guest tonight is going to be your guest tomorrow. So good to see you on the show. Hi, Mila. Thank you for joining us this evening. So, I'm really excited about our show tonight because, first of all, I'm really such a huge fan. So, and I know that many of you who are watching tonight are also such huge fans of our very special guest who needs no further introduction. So I would like to bring in our dream guest on Conversations with Cathy, Mr. Jose Mari Chan.
Hello, Cathy.
Hello and good evening. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how happy and how excited I am to have you on our show tonight.
Well, as I was saying earlier, I was really excited, looking forward to this. I had sleepless nights.
Oh my gosh.
No, and when I told my friends that I was going to be your guest, they said,
Yes.
"Oh, yeah." All of them said, "Really? Oh, wow!"
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, we have so many when I told my friends too that, oh, guess who our guest is going to be on Friday. So a lot of them are, of course, your fans. So you will be seeing, messages here flash. And oh, I wanted to ask our audience throughout the night, please let us know what your favorite Jose Mari Chan's song is and why the song is special to you. Okay, if it has a special meaning to you, please let us know. Okay. All right. So many questions, but I want to begin in the beginning. A lot of people would like to know: is the musical inclination uh, genetic? Is it like more nature or nurture, or do you believe that it is both?
Well, I think that I got a lot of my musical genes from my grandmother, who hailed from Cebu. As you know,
Yeah.
Cebu, or the Visayan region, is a major source of beautiful music through all these years.
Yes.
You've heard of the Balitaos. The Balitaos were there even before the Kundimans existed. And, if you analyze some of the Kundimans here in Luzon, many of them had borrowed lines from our Bisaya Balitaos.
Oh,
I know
okay.
some scholars are going to argue against that, but that's
Mhm.
my opinion. And that opinion is shared also by many other Visayan composers and
Yeah.
songwriters.
Yes. Oh, okay. So yeah. So it's in your gene.
I
It's
think
really
so.
in your gene pool, right?
And growing up in Iloilo, that's my grandmother.
Oh,
That's
wow.
my
Cute.
grandmother. Yeah. And that's me.
Yes,
I,
so cute. Thank you, Cholo. Galing, ah.
I,
Yeah.
I must have been 1 year old at that time. But
Mm.
anyway, um, growing up in Iloilo City, my
Yeah.
grandmother was a collector of records. You know,
Connector of words.
78 RPM records, which are
Yes.
easily breakable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
she was a collector, and almost all day long she would tune in to our radio. We didn't have televisions yet.
Right.
We just had
Yes.
radio, and she
Yes.
would tune in, and so the music, I absorbed the music like osmosis. I
Right.
absorbed it, and so I grew up in that
Mm-hmm.
musical venue. Yeah,
Okay, so music, yeah, well, obviously, music is really a huge part of your life. And I know that all your children sing? Am I right? All of them are musically inclined.
I have 5 children, and the youngest is not as musically inclined as the 4 elder ones. As you know,
Okay.
Lisa, my eldest, uh,
Yes.
sings very well. She sings in church, and she was my duet in Christmas in Our Hearts. And
Right.
then
Right.
Joe is a composer. He plays the piano, he plays the guitar, bass
Wow.
guitar,
Mm-hmm.
and he also sings well. And then comes Michael. Michael is also a composer. He's a jazz pianist, and
Mm-hmm.
he has come up with several albums. And then
Wow.
Franco is also, he plays the guitar and he sings very well. He was a stage actor. Uh, my youngest is a marine scientist.
Oh.
Yeah, marine scientist. She took up
Mm-hmm.
her marine science in Hawaii,
Mm-hmm.
and I noticed that ever since she was a little child, whenever we would go to the beach, while we were all snorkeling, she would be there picking up the shells and looking at them. So I knew at the start
Oh.
that she was connected to marine
Yes.
science.
Yes, that's right. Wow. But clearly the creative gene is very strong in your, in your family. I mean, from your grandmother to you to your, to 4 out of 5 children. Yeah.
Yes, yes. But I
Yes.
wouldn't call it genius. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't call
Mhm.
myself a genius
Yes.
because, first of all, I'll tell you a little secret, Kathy. I don't read notes.
Oh,
I can't.
really?
I can't read notes. Um I compose in my heart and in my head, and I quickly record it on a machine,
Mhm.
and then but I can hear the arrangement in my head. I can hear the violins, the guitar, how it should be played. So when I talk to an arranger, I
Yes.
can explain to him exactly how I want the song to be arranged.
Fantastic. I mean, that is a gift, really a really a wonderful gift. So, now we're talking about music. So, is there like a process that you go through, a songwriting process, when you do your songs?
Okay, well, let's go back to 1965, if I
Okay.
may.
Yes, please.
I was in college at the Ateneo, and I was a member of a band. And at that time, Kathy, the bands were called combos.
Combos. Yes, I know
Yeah,
that term, combo.
combos.
Yeah.
Okay. And I was a vocalist
Hmm.
because I can't play the piano either.
Oh my gosh.
That's my confession.
Okay, yes, two
Yeah.
confessions so far.
I can't play the piano. So we had a party to play in that night.
Hmm.
And the manager told me, Joe, it's the birthday of this girl who's very special, and we want to present her with an original song. So I said, okay, well, I can't sing this song, that song because hindi bagay.
Mm-hmm.
So all right, let me go home and think of something. So it was a Saturday noon. I was home, and then I got a piece of paper and I tried to hum this melody. Da dee da 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 dee da 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 dee da 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 dee da na na na. Hey, that's nice. Da dee da 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 dee da. Very simple. So in 2 hours, Kathy, I completed
Wow.
the song. Deep in my heart, I know. And so that night,
Wow.
it made its debut at that
Yes.
birthday party. And
Fantastic. With
eventually, it became a hit record for me when
yeah.
in 1968 or 69, uh,
Mm-hmm.
we did a recording of it. Deep in my heart,
Wow.
I know.
That's right. So, where do you get the inspiration? I mean, where does
Well,
the inspiration come from?
from books I read, from
Mhm.
movies I watch, from people that I meet, uh,
Yes.
I get it everywhere. I would be riding a plane, and then a melody would come to me. Okay, I would be in the office working, and then suddenly a musical strain would come to me. And occasionally, I have to admit that when I put it on paper and I write it down and I sing it, then my friend would tell me, Joe, it sounds like this other song, you know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so it's derivative in that
Yes,
sense,
yes.
because you cannot really help it, because you absorb all of this music, and so
Mm.
you combine the notes, and then you say, it sounds like this song. Okay, change it.
Yes,
That happens
yes.
often. That
That's
happens often.
true. Right. So, a lot of people, when they found out that you'd be on the show, they said, oh, Joe Marie is an excellent storyteller. So, can I ask you to tell me the story of, I have like a few of your songs here, and then just very quickly, if you could tell the story of each one.
Okay.
Love at 30,000 feet.
Okay. Love at 30,000 feet. We were flying to Hong Kong on, for a vacation. Okay.
Okay.
And on the plane, the melody came to me. Ba-dun, da-dun, 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 da-ra-ra-ra. That's it. Just a
Yes.
portion. And then I was wondering, I said, how did that melody come to me? Pala, Cathy, the night before, I was watching a television special of John Denver. And he had this song, which he called This Old Guitar. Okay,
Okay.
this old guitar. But the melody is completely different. But that title, This Old Guitar, triggered the melody, This Old Guitar, da-dan. See, this old guitar, meaning
Oh,
the syllabication.
right, navigation,
Yeah,
yes.
it's not this old guitar, but this
Mhm.
old guitar. So, pa-pam, 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 pa-ra-ra-ra. And then
Wow.
the melody came to me, and I was flying at 30,000 feet, and I completed the first verse.
Mm-hmm.
Da-ran, da-ran, da-ra-ra-ran. Okay, so that's how it started. And
Fantastic.
then eventually I completed the song Love at 30,000 feet, because the melody came to me at 30,000 feet. See?
That's right. Yes.
And many years later, well, no, a few years later,
Mm-hmm.
the late June Cruz of Philippine Airlines, he was chairman of Philippine Airlines,
Got
contacted me and asked
Mhm.
if they could use that song as the signature song or theme song of
Yes.
Philippine Airlines.
Philippine
And so,
Airlines.
yeah, so I said,
Yeah.
sure. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a beautiful, when like every time I hear, it's one of my favorites actually of of the songs that you've written. It brings back all the travel memories. I mean, Pal should actually bring it back, to be honest. It's like
Yes.
beautiful,
Well,
beautiful song.
June Cruz used that song for a few years, and then
Yes.
even Sammy Davis Jr. Sammy Davis
Yeah,
Jr.
Sammy Gomez Jr. Yes.
One time, Philippine Airlines sponsored his concert here in Manila, and
Oh,
yeah, and they made him sing that song. So he liked it, and
yes.
he sang it during the concert, but I
Right.
don't think that he ever recorded that on
Recorded it.
one of his
Oh,
LPs. But
beautiful.
so yeah, I always tell people Sammy Davis Jr. sang that song.
Yeah.
So when they
No.
ask me for proof, I can't produce anything. So I always say, take my word for it.
Right, but it's a really beautiful song. So Pal, if anybody from Pal is watching, it's a good, beautiful song to bring back. Next song, can we just stop and talk a while?
Okay. All right. I think it was 1972 or 73. Vic Del Rosario, who at that time was part owner of Vicor Records, called me and said, Joe, there is a World Popular Song Festival that will be held in Tokyo. And they've written to us asking for a song to represent the Philippines. There will be about 49 countries competing. Okay, so can you come up with a song that we could send to Japan? And then he told me, no guarantee, because I've asked about 4 or 5 other composers to submit a song each, and then we're gonna send the songs to Japan and then let them choose. Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, I was inspired. I said, yeah, good. That's how I came to write Can We Just Stop and Talk a While? Because I imagined myself walking into a coffee shop, not a bar, just a coffee shop, and I spotted this girl who's good looking, and then I said, if I were single, I would probably say, hi, hi, I'm Joe Marie, and and so that's how the concept was developed. So I finished the song because the deadline that Vic gave me was very short. So that's when I finished the song, I picked up my guitar that I can play, by the way, guitar.
Okay.
I sang it to Mary Ann, my wife, and I said, honey, can you give me your opinion about this song, this new song that I wrote? I sang it to her.
Yes.
And then I asked her, do you think it's catchy? You think it's catchy enough to be a hit record? And she said, well, first of all, I don't think so. Oh, why? First of all, the title is too long. Can we just stop and talk a while? They like short titles like Feelings, nothing more than feelings.
Right.
So I said, oh, okay. Well, I submitted it anyway to Vic Del Rosario, and fortunately, my song was picked out of the 4 or 5 other entries. And so I was excited. I went to Japan, and I sang there at the famous Nippon Budokan Hall in front of about 10,000 Japanese, and I competed with 48 other countries, including the United States, Italy, etc., etc. The song did not make it to the finals, but it became a major hit in the Philippines. Yeah. So from that time on, I tried to avoid asking my wife's opinion. No, I don't mean to put her down. No, she has given me several other good opinions on my songs.
Yes, I'm sure. Okay, my girl, my woman.
My girl, my woman, my friend. Okay, we were living in New York at that time. We were there for 11 years, by the way, Cathy.
Yes.
This was the time of martial law, and we were in the sugar business, and overnight the sugar industry was nationalized by President Marcos. And so overnight we didn't have a business anymore. We couldn't trade sugar. So that's when we went to New York, and I set up a small company in New York to trade sugar out of Central America and South America. Okay, I'm going out of the question.
No.
To go back to the question. 1977, I think it was, when one of my sisters was getting married. So I wanted to write a song about her and her fiancé, her husband to be.
Yes.
And that's how I came to write My Girl, My Woman, My Friend. When my work is through at the end of the day, there's nothing else that I'd rather do than to be with you at the end of the day.
Wow. Yes, it's a favorite of so many people. I love it. I mean, that's why I'm asking you the what the story of that is. And I know you did That was a duet with Janet Bosco, right?
Yes,
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 Janet
Janet Basco.
Bosco. Yeah, Janet Bosco. Last song for the story, Please Be Careful with My Heart, which is my all-time favorite. Jo Marie
Okay.
Chacon.
Um, let me see. I don't exactly remember the story behind that song, but um, ah, but I wanted to do a duet. A duet.
Duet.
The girl is insecure about the guy's love for her, and so she tells him that, don't break my heart.
Mm.
I will give you my love, but please be careful with my heart. You know, and so the guy, who appears to be more experienced
Mm-hmm.
and slightly older and has had several experiences, I've had my heart badly broken, and
Mm.
love has heard some lies softly spoken. Spoken, broken. I
Yes.
love internal rhymes.
Mm-hmm.
I've had my I've heard some lies softly spoken, and I've had my heart badly broken. So I assure you, you'll be my only love, and I'll be careful with your heart. So it became a nice duet. Uh,
Yes.
and
Beautiful.
eventually it was used as the theme song of a teleserie.
Yes, one of the longest running series actually.
Yes, yes. I think
Yeah.
it was Richard Yap and Jody Santa Maria.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. Yeah, everybody was like, yeah, longest running. So you have all these beautiful songs, and you mentioned earlier um, that you would seek your wife Mary Ann's opinion. Okay. So now I'd like to ask you. Well, your fans would like to know: do you sing? Did you sing to Mary Ann when you were courting her?
Absolutely. Many, many times. And I think that was part of the reason that I won her heart. Okay.
Oh,
One of the first songs that I composed for her is a song called When Love is Young.
oh.
And it's not fairly well known. It
Mhm.
was part of the album Deep in My Heart, but it's one of my favorite early compositions. Uh, when love is young, the words go, as years go by, our hearts could lie, for songs can fade, and even love can die.
It's a beautiful song.
I know I've always
Oh,
loved that song, and
yes.
I must have been inspired by the music of Henry Mancini, one of
Mm.
my all-time favorite composers. Yeah.
Yes.
So, did I ever sing? Yes, I sang a lot of songs, and I wrote a lot of songs for her. And one of the songs that I wrote for her was "A Love to Last a
I
Lifetime."
love to last a lifetime.
I
Yes.
wrote that when we were celebrating our 25th wedding anniversary.
Oh, wow. And I
And
know
I know
you just
you just
celebrated
celebrated
your
your
50th
50th
anniversary, right?
anniversary, right?
Yes, our golden wedding anniversary, we celebrated it last March 10. We were up in Baguio with the
Mm-hmm.
family, just the
Yeah.
family and our grandchildren and children. And yeah, my siblings also joined us. And then the next day, March 11, we
Mm-hmm.
celebrated my birthday.
Yes.
And I remember there was a full moon. It was a beautiful ceremony. My good friend, Father Joel Tabora, who is the
Mm.
president of Ateneo de Davao, flew in to celebrate the two masses for us. And then we drove back to Manila on March 12th. And
Mm-hmm.
3 days later, lockdown.
Lockdown. That's right. Yeah. So you were just on time, right?
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing,
Thank
divine
God.
timing. Yes, thank God. Thank God. So, 50 years, golden anniversary together. There is a question. There's the question. What is the secret, to a long and happy marriage.
Okay. We are each other's best friend, Kathy. We are each other's best friend. And being married all of these years, we share this. Oh, look at that family picture.
Yes, beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you. We're each other's best friend, and
Mm-hmm.
we share the same interests. We like essentially the same food. We travel, and we enjoy watching movies, and so we share a lot of things in common.
In common. That's right. Yeah.
So
And
the
then
one that girl, okay, Shami, that girl putting her hand on my shoulder.
yes.
That's our youngest daughter, and she's the
Oh,
marine scientist.
she's the marine scientist.
Yeah,
Oh,
our eldest is the one on the extreme right, the one who's holding his daughter's hand. That's Lisa. That's our eldest.
oh, so Lisa's the eldest.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
and then Joe is far left, the
Mm-hmm.
tall guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those are his children. One, two, three, four.
Yeah. Wow.
That's his wife. That's his wife, Anna.
Anna.
Yeah. And
Mm,
then Michael. Michael is right behind me.
yes.
He's still a bachelor.
Okay.
Still a bachelor, and he had a girlfriend for about 8 years, but it didn't
Mhm.
work out. Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
the guy behind Marianne is
Yeah.
Franco, and that's his wife Mara and their baby, who is
Right.
now 4 years old.
Oh,
And then
okay.
the guy on the extreme right is the husband of Lisa,
Lisa.
TJ. Yeah, and her two boys.
Those are her kids. Yeah. Oh, so cute. You have so many grandchildren already. One, two, three. Yeah. Four, five.
Eight,
Yeah,
eight
eight.
grandchildren.
Eight grandchildren. Yeah,
Yes, Kathy.
in 50 years. Okay, another question because when they say they would like to ask for your wisdom when dating or looking for a lifelong partner, what qualities should one look for in a in a mate?
Well, um, when I first met Marianne,
Mhm.
um, there was instant chemistry. I cannot describe it. There was instant chemistry, and all of a sudden, we were both interested in knowing about each other. Okay. Now, when I tell this to friends, they
Mhm.
say, well, it doesn't always happen to everyone, So I guess we were lucky. A lot of luck. Would you believe that, Kathy?
Mhm.
There's a lot of luck also in this life. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, but then I learned about her family. Uh, the parents are doting. Oh, there she is. That's my wife,
Yes.
Marianne.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, we enjoy each other's company,
Mhm.
and yeah, and she keeps a journal. She keeps a diary, and very often when she's tired, I say, "No, honey, let me write your entry today."
Oh, cute.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
Then she corrects my grammar sometimes.
Oh, was it the college? I mean, I know you were in Ateneo, and if I'm not mistaken, was she in Marinol at that time? Is that how
Yes.
you met? Yes.
Okay. I'll tell you how we met.
Yes.
We met in December of '65. Uh,
Wow.
okay. I had not met her. I knew the elder sister. Her name was Margarita. We
Okay.
call her Marge. Okay.
Mhm.
And I had met her because she was president of the student council of Marinol.
Mhm.
And, we would see each other sometimes. I'm trying to remember now whether it was during the volcano eruption, and then a
Mhm.
bunch of us went there to sing for the refugees.
Yes.
Anyway, so that's how I got to meet her. And one day, while I was emceeing a concert in Saint Scholastica, I remember Saint Sco. I remember I was emceeing the show. She came to me with a group of friends, okay, and she waited on the on the wing of the stage.
Yes.
And after the show, she said, "Jo Marie, we want to invite you to our caroling group party. Okay, this is going to be on, let's say, Wednesday or Thursday. I don't remember, such and such a day. In the evening, could you come? And this is the address of my house." And I said to her, "Oh no, wait. Thursday, yeah, Friday, the next morning, early the next morning, I have a flight to Iloilo, because it's the Christmas holiday, and I will be spending Christmas with my family in Iloilo. So very early in the morning, but oh, please make it, please come to our caroling group party. It will be our last night of caroling." So I said, okay, I'll do my best.
Yes.
Now, Cathy, little did I know that her real intention, and I only found this out later on, the real intention was to introduce me to a classmate of hers
Oh.
who sort of liked my songs and wanted to get to know me better. Okay?
Right.
That
Okay.
was the real intention. But I didn't know this, and she didn't tell me.
Yes.
Okay. So came Thursday night. Okay. I told myself, should I go? I don't want to be late for my flight tomorrow morning. But then she was kind enough to follow me all the way to Saint Scholastica, waited for me there in the wings. O sige na lang, I'll go. So I went. When I got there to their house, 179 M. Paterno in San Juan,
San Juan.
the place was dark. There were no cars. So I said, baka this is not the night. Anyway, I rang the doorbell,
Yes.
and the door was open, and it was the younger sister of Margarita. This was Mary Ann.
Yan. Yes.
So she introduced herself, and she said, "I'm the younger sister. Marge called me to say that they're running late from caroling, but please do come in. They should be here soon." Okay, sure. That's how we met, Cathy.
Oh,
We,
wow.
we introduced ourselves to each other. So
Yes.
for about an hour, we were talking there by ourselves in the living room. And as I told you, there was instant chemistry. We had mutual friends. I mean, her classmates when she was in Assumption High School were
Yes.
friends of mine from Bacolod, from Iloilo. So by the time Marge and her friends arrived, sorry, it was too late. It was love at first sight, at least for my case. So
Wow.
that's how we met.
Beautiful. Destiny, right? Destiny.
Yeah. The next morning, needless to say, I missed my flight because I must have gone home at maybe 2 o'clock in the morning, and for me to get up at 5 to go to the airport, I missed my flight. Anyway, fortunately, I was able to rebook my flight for an afternoon flight. But I remember that morning, I went to my neighbor's house, Johnny Noble, who was my classmate from the Ateneo. I woke him up and I said, "John, last night I met the girl that I'm going to marry."
Oh.
That's exactly what I said.
When you know, you just know, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I pursued her. My mind was focused on this. So that's our love story.
Fantastic. What a beautiful love story. Did you compose a song for your 50th for your golden anniversary?
Yes, I did, and it's a song called uh, "A Christmas Song for You,"
Wow.
and yeah, and it goes like this: I sing my song for you, a song as new as when our love was born. For to me, you'll always be as young as Christmas morn. My heart still skips a beat when we would kiss beneath the mistletoe. And through all these years, I know I've loved you so. Our kids, they all have grown. We're on our own, like how we used to be. But Christmas is family. That's how it should always be. For all these years to come, you'll be my present neath my Christmas tree. And all I ask of you is keep on loving me. That's all I need from you is your love for me.
Wow. Beautiful. I
Thank
hope
you.
I hope you record it so that
Yes.
the
Kaya lang,
rest.
walang violins at the back, no? Walang piano, walang...
No, so when you record it, diba? Then it will have like full. Wow, that's so beautiful. So
I remember Johann Strauss, you know, the famous
yes,
Austrian waltz king,
yes.
and he was riding a carriage going through the Vienna woods,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, "Stop, stop!" He told the what do you call that? The carriage guy, "Stop! Can you hear that?" And he heard a bird. Turu, 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 toot, toot, turu, 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 toot, toot. He said, "Hey, turu, 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 pam pam, param, 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 pam pam, pari, baram, baram, pam pam," and it became Tales of the Vienna
Yes,
Woods.
the Vienna Woods. Really, music is that's really such a gift. I
Am I
mean,
talking too much, Cathy?
no, you are not. We are enjoying every second of it. So from love and marriage, let's go to parenting. What is the best parenting advice you can give based on your experience of raising five wonderful children?
Well, love is still the key. You have to show them that you love them. Okay, because I know that some of us, some of the parents get too busy with work, trying to make a living, to how to
Yes.
support the family. But
Yeah.
love is still the key to bringing up your children. When they're adults, they will remember the love that you showered upon them. I have a song called "Sing Me Your Song Again, Daddy."
Yes, I do.
Are you
That.
familiar with that song?
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love that
Yeah.
song. Yes.
And at the end of that song is still, uh, uh, what were the words? Wait, huh? My memory now is failing.
That's a beautiful song. Sing me your
Um,
song, Daddy.
yeah, the ones I'll most remember. No,
Mhm.
sing me that hymn that you so loudly sang in church with mom. Sing me that happy verse as you carried me on your shoulders. Once when my younger heart was broken, your shoulder was there to cry on. Sing it again and fill me with all your words of wisdom. Um, I am standing at the threshold of a chapter in my life. I want to ask for your blessing as I'm about to be the wife of a man I know who loves me, and I'm proud to be his bride. Dad, the time for me to come has come for me to leave your side. So sing me that song again, Daddy. Sing me that lullaby. Wrap me inside your arms, Daddy. Though this is not goodbye,
Yes.
your songs will live forever in my heart when times get rough. The ones I'll most remember are your songs of love.
Yes, beautiful.
Yeah. So love, just shower them with love.
Love it.
Love it. I know you have to also discipline them, but yeah, love is the key.
That's true.
That's true.
That's true. I
I
believe
believe that.
shower them
Shower
with
them
love.
with love.
How did you cope with the quarantine, Jo Marie? How I mean, you were in lockdown and all that. What helped you get through it, sail through it?
Well, we hear mass every day online, of course. Um, Sometimes it's the Jesuit communication. Sometimes it's Cardinal Tagle in Rome. Many times we hear the masses, the Catholic network in the States,
Right.
Washington D.C., Boston, Massachusetts. So yeah, we make it a point to hear mass every day because it's like feeding yourself to strengthen your faith.
Yes.
Ah, hey, that's a nice phrase. Feeding yourself to strengthen your faith. You take vitamins, you take vitamin C, you take zinc, you exercise, you take vitamin D from the sun,
Yes.
but you feed yourself to strengthen your faith by hearing mass every day. Because, I mean, a lot of people are, well, I won't go into that because I might sound like a politico, but you know what I mean.
Yes, yes. Right. So it's really, yeah. So faith is what has been seeing you through this period, hearing mass every day. Right.
Yes.
Yes, right. Hearing mass every day. What has been the most challenging aspect of the pandemic for you personally? I mean,
Prior to the pandemic, I would I would fly to Bacolod to Negros every week because my sugar operation is there in Negros, southern
right.
part of Negros, about an hour and a half from Bacolod. So before the pandemic, I would fly to Negros every week. I would stay 2 to 3 days there because that's work for me. And so that has been the challenge because running it by long distance, by cell phone.
Yes.
Fortunately, I have a team of good, loyal, hardworking managers working for me. But
Yes.
yeah, you still have to be in touch with them several times a day
True.
to see how things are going, and you make sure that they're in good health because about six or seven of our employees had gotten sick, and so we had to quarantine them
Right.
so that it will not infect the others in the organization. Yeah.
Right. Right. Yes. So, if you were to write a book about your life, what would the title be?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would have to use maybe one of the titles of my songs.
Yes.
Um, Maybe
Sorry.
how soon do you need the answer?
You can think about it. You can think about it first. Let's go to another question. At this stage in your life, is there something that you would like or love to do that you still have not done?
Good question. Yes. I have not written my musical. When I say musical, I mean like My Fair Lady, Carousel, Les Miserables, Phantom of the Opera. I have not written my musical, and I already have the storyline. I have the melodies. I'm looking for a librettist, someone who can help me write the lyrics.
The
Yeah,
lyric. Yes, yes.
yeah.
Wow. Is it a Filipino, can you like give us a little peek into what your dream musical is?
Yeah. By the way, it's called librettist, not vibrettist. Librettist.
Librettist.
Librettist. Because I saw the entry of
Yeah.
yeah, librettist. Okay. Essentially, it's the story of my father.
Okay.
My father came to this country from China. He came out of poverty,
Mhm.
and he was only 14 or 13 years old when he came to the Philippines.
Mm.
And he had to work very hard to support his mother and his siblings who were left in China.
Yeah.
So he was the original OFW, that we
Right.
have now,
Yes.
our
Yes.
Filipinos who go abroad and they send their money back to the Philippines to
Mm-hmm.
support their families. So, yeah, I wanted to write about my father and
Mm-hmm.
how he met my mother,
Yes.
and he started a family and he built his business and he worked very hard. So, yeah, essentially that's the storyline.
Yes, that's well, I hope you get to, write it and complete it soon. But you know what I would like to see? Is
Yes, Cathy.
I would like to see a musical using all Jo Marie Chan's songs. You
I
know?
have, yeah, actually, Kathy, I have been approached by a couple of producers who
Yes.
wanted to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to uh, what was the other, like the
Yes,
ABBA?
Apo. Yes, they did that for the Apo.
No, ABBA,
Abba. Yes, yes,
ABBA.
right.
You know, uh, yeah. But the challenge was that
Mm-hmm.
the themes of my songs are mostly pretty much the same. Like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
please be careful with my heart, my girl, my woman, my friend.
Right.
A love to last a lifetime. So they're not. The themes are not
Mhm.
as varied.
Right.
So it would be hard to weave a
Story.
story through
Mhm.
through the songs. So that's the challenge. So it has to be an original musical, and I
Mhm.
can create new songs,
Mm.
new themes. Yeah.
Yes, yes. That's a possibility too.
Yeah. How can you, for example, create a storyline from Beautiful Girl to Deep in My Heart to Afterglow to A Heart's
Yeah.
Journey, My Girl? Very difficult.
Challenge. Yeah, it's a challenge. Yeah, that could be a challenge. Okay. We asked this question of almost all our guests. If you knew ahead of time that the pandemic was going to happen, what would you have done differently?
Uh, yeah, that's a difficult question. If I had known about the pandemic, uh, I would probably advise President Duterte to close our borders.
Hmm.
Okay, and I would probably also advise President Trump to do the same, to close the borders. But of course, I don't think that President Trump would listen to me. Yeah, and some advisors had told him that
Yes.
close our borders, but he continued anyway. So that is what probably I would have done. I would have told President Duterte close the borders because there's a virus that
Mm.
occurred in China, and then he would ask me, "How did it come? How did it happen?" I said, "Well, from eating wild bats." So most likely he would say, "Well, the wild bats are in Wuhan, so we don't have wild bats here. So don't, that's okay." But I would say, "Please, Mr. President, I know it's going to happen. Please close the borders." And most likely, being hard-headed, he wouldn't listen anyway.
Right. Okay. My final question. When the vaccine is available or when, the world is safe again and we can all go out safely, what is the first thing that you will do?
I would still caution people. Sure, you can get vaccinated, but I would still caution them because I read somewhere, Kathy, that the virus has the ability to mutate,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
to mutate. In other words, okay, you come up with this vaccine, and when they see this, they can mutate, and so you'll have to invent a stronger vaccine to kill them. So I would still be very cautious. I think that this could last maybe a few more years. I hope not, but
Yeah,
scientists have warned us that nature has a clever way of mutating.
that's true. So we still
Yeah,
have to really be careful. I agree. I agree. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And like the US now, it's tough. Over
Yes.
250,000 people have died.
Yes. And so
Yeah.
many millions of cases. Really, it's sad. Yes.
Let me
Any
see. Any other question from your audience?
I think that's it. Do we have anything pa, Cholo? No? Well, actually, mostly comments. Like we have a comment here. Mr. Chan was such a good and kind boss at the Hyatt Regency in Ross Boulevard, where I trained at the front desk in the 80s. He has such a humble and charming aura up to this day. Thank you, Georgina.
Thank you, Georgina.
Yes.
Who was my
And
mom's favorite singer. I was
yes.
a young girl then. My mom would sing, "Fancy meeting you alone in the crowd." That's her favorite song, of course. Oh, thank you, Yumul. Yeah,
Yes, yes. Mylene Numul. Yeah, that's from Mylene Numul.
Elmer Dwight. Fan of si Mama ng mga music. She's watching right now. Her name is Marie Ruth Barcenas. Nakangiti siya ngayon. Hey, Marie Ruth, a pleasant good evening to you. Yeah, I hope one day I'll be able to meet you and sing your favorite song of mine.
Yes. Oh, there's a question from May Angela. Hi, sir. What about your Christmas memes? How do you take it? You
Well,
have all these Christmas memes, right?
yeah. Well,
How do you feel about them?
yeah, I'm complimented, to be honest. I'm complimented, although some of the memes astounded me. Like, what? Winter is coming. Like, what? Winter is coming? The Game of Thrones? You know? Yeah, uh, and a few of the memes were negative. There was one that said, "Oh, malapit na ako, kayo matagal pa." I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, a little bit, but overall, I'm complimented that
Mhm.
they associate me with Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that is
Yes.
very blessed thing for me.
Mhm. Yes. What is Christmas going to be? How is Christmas going to be like for your family this year? With everything that is
Well,
happening.
earlier I sang lines from my song for my wife, a Christmas song for you. Remember?
Yes.
I said,
Yes.
Christmas is family. That's how it should always be.
Yes.
So Christmas essentially is a family celebration.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
yeah. So yeah, that's how it should. So
Right.
I have friends whose children live abroad, and
Mm-hmm.
every week they Zoom. Of course, it's not the same because you don't get to hug them, uh,
Yes.
but the mere fact that you maintain contact with your children, that's really
That's right.
good enough. Yeah,
Yes, it will be difficult this year for I know for a lot of families because especially if you have seniors and you just want to keep them safe, right? So it's hard to really get together physically this Christmas season. I think. Yeah,
correct, correct. I
yeah,
agree. I agree.
yeah, yeah.
Any other question there?
And men pa ba, Cholo? Do we have? I think we've. Yeah, it was mostly like comments about your
And their
songs
favorite
and
and their favorite
yes, your
songs.
favorite songs. Yes, and everybody loves you. So Christmas in our hearts, of course, and
Beautiful
beautiful
girl
girl,
is a
beautiful.
favorite of my Singaporean friend. Yes, yes, because Beautiful Girl at one time was a major hit in Singapore and Malaysia and Indonesia.
I
Yeah, so
see.
I
Okay,
was I was lucky. Yeah.
there. That's why. That's why. Do you have any final words, Mr. Chan, for our audience? Words of encouragement. We've been here 8 months. We'll probably be here for another 8 months, most likely. So
Yeah.
yes.
No, I was going to offer. I thought that you would run a question and then the winner will win a prize. No.
Oh, well, we could do that and choose from from the answers.
Yeah, and then the correct winner or the winners will
Yes.
get a free Christmas CD from me. Oh, di ba?
Oh wow. Okay.
I
Wonderful.
have a new Christmas album called "Going Home to Christmas," which
Beautiful.
essentially I dedicated that to our OFWs. I'm going home to Christmas and to family, where the love light, where the love resides forevermore. I'm going home to Christmas and to family, where the love light hangs by the door.
Wonderful.
So you can ask
Yeah.
any question, and then if the winners, the list of winners are there, I'll send them my Christmas CD by giving you
Oh,
their addresses. Okay, what question
oh,
would you like?
Cholo. Do you have? We can ask. Cholo's all the way across the Pacific. He's directing us from Illinois, so it's like super morning where he is at.
Oh, you're in Chicago.
Yes, yes. So
The
Cholo, what
win-
question? Usually
the
Cholo
winner.
asks like good questions. Cholo, do you want to ask a question? Yeah, see, game. Let's do it. Or what about you, sir, Mr. Jo Marie? Would you like what question kaya would you like to ask our um and then we can choose a winner.
Okay. Hmm. Uh,
Oh,
yeah. Let me think. I thought that you had prepared a question today.
no, Cholo is saying that we should get it from the interview. Oh, okay. We'll take it from the interview. Said if they were like really paying attention um to the interview.
Okay. All right.
What is Jose Mari Chan's dream musical going to be about? That's the question. What is Jose Mari Chan's dream musical going to be about? So then we have to wait for them to give their answers. Oh, ang bilis. Okay? Because
By the
that's
way,
the one.
while we're waiting for the answers, um, one of my favorite compositions is "Thank You, Love." I bet you haven't heard that.
No, no, I haven't heard that.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
and it's a song that I also composed for Marianne.
Oh,
And essentially, the lyrics go, "Thank you for the smile that never fails to brighten my day, for the tender look when you gaze at me with eyes that warm my heart, for the music of your laughter, touch that makes my pulse go faster. Thanks for all the memories of a lifetime. Thank you for the fire that you have set ablaze within me. With your kisses, you've awakened this old heart. This no, this old heart. Um, with your kisses, you've awakened this old heart from its slumber. I feel like
wow.
17 again, and it's all because of you. Thanks for choosing me from all the rest. Though I'm far from being the best, most of all, I want to thank you, love, for loving me.
Oh, that's so beautiful. That's so
Thank you.
beautiful. There. So, GP, there's an answer from GP Santos. This
Okay.
musical is going to be about his father.
Okay. What other question? What other answers?
Other answers? Raymond Isaac, story
Okay.
of his father. There. So, two. There were two of them who who gave the answer. I think this is different. This answer is love story. So
Yeah, okay. All right. So those two, Cholo or Cathy, please get their addresses.
yes. Oh, there's another answer here.
Alma, Alma.
Alma Miklat. Yeah. Music
Wow,
there. It's
that's
complete.
yeah, complete.
That's
Alma.
complete. Yes.
Okay,
That's
what else? Any
yes.
other? But then by now people will just say, "Oh yeah, they'll follow."
Yes, right. So we better stop at
Three.
those
Okay.
three answers.
All right.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you give me their addresses,
Yes.
and I'll send the CD by courier.
Okay. Wow. But
Okay.
you're gonna be in Raymond's show tomorrow afternoon. I know.
Yes.
So yeah. So
And
Raymond,
then,
swerte mo.
yeah, Cathy, of course, I'm going to send you also your copy.
Oh wow. Thank you very much.
And
I
you know
look.
what? You know what, Cathy? Um, I'll send you 3 or 4 other CDs of mine
Oh
that
my gosh.
that did not become hits. One is called A Heart's Journey. In fact,
Heart journey.
yeah, someday if I write a book, maybe it'll be called
A
A
heart
Heart's Journey.
journey.
Yeah, the
Yes.
journey
That
of a
would
heart.
be
A Heart's Journey.
perfect. Perfect. Yes.
And
Perfect.
yeah, and then
That,
another one is Constant Change. It's
oh,
another
I
album.
love that album. Wow. Thank you. I will look forward to that. I mean, before the show tonight, I was like listening to your songs, and I was telling Chola, I said, the one of the gifts of Mr. Jose Mari Chan's music is if you're in a foul mood, or you're not in a very good mood, then you put on his music, you'll be fine, after listening to like just 3 4 songs. It really, your music has a way of lifting the spirits and lifting the mood. So thank you very
Thank you.
much for
Thank
that. Your music cuts across so many generations. Like, I enjoy your music, my daughter enjoys your music, my mother enjoys your music. So that's really, I don't know of anyone else in the
Please,
Philippines
please
who
say
has done.
hello to your mom,
Yes, I
Caridad.
will. I
Yeah,
will. Yes,
and ask her if she remembers my Lolo Nandoy Alfon.
yes. I wrote. Yeah, most likely. Yeah, most likely she will, and I'll tell her that. And she
Yeah,
loves she really loves your music. And thank you so. Like my friend said, your music is like a musical cleanse. It's like a musical cleanse. So if you feel
oh,
bad, yeah, Tessa from
thank you, Tessa. Thank
Seattle,
you.
watching you all the way from Seattle. And there's just a
Oh,
few. Yes, there are a few people here, great fans of yours. If you could now greet. Okay. Tiffany is asking, please greet my mom, Mama Feli.
ah, hello, Mama Feli. This is Osamari Chan, and yeah, and my dream also is to meet you one day.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
yeah,
Oh,
and
Mama Feli. Wow, she won't be able to sleep na tonight.
yeah, one time, Kathy, uh, a friend of mine happened to mention lang. Says that it's my mom's birthday next week, and she likes this particular song of yours. Okay, make a long story short, and it was at the Urdaneta condominium here in Makati.
Yes.
Uh, I went to her condominium on her birthday.
Wow.
I didn't bring a cake. I just brought a minus one, a cassette minus one, and I sang for her. Yeah,
Oh, that's really sweet of you. My
I
gosh.
I
My
sang
gosh.
for several old ladies. Um, yeah, so
That is so sweet. Oh, there's one more.
yes,
Yeah, there's one more. Oh, Paulo Gonzalez, please greet my parents, Bob and Sheila, right?
Bob
Bob and
Shell,
Sheila.
Bob and
Shell.
Shell.
Bob and
Yeah.
Shell. Yes.
So Bob and Shell, this is Osamari Chan. I just don't know how many years you have been married, but my wish is a lifetime of love and a love to last your lifetime. That's my
Wow.
wish.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. My gosh, we could go on and on and on, but thank you. I mean, super duper thank you. Really, this
And
is like
I enjoyed being in your show, Kathy.
this has made my night. Okay, one last one. It's
Yes,
Tiffany's birthday tomorrow. So, could you please greet her happy birthday? That's her
Tiffany.
birthday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kinsa ning si Teng?
Oh no.
Ikaw ba na?
Ako gitawag niya og Teng.
Mao ba? O Teng.
Oo na.
Someone's birthday tomorrow. Tiffany. Okay, Tiffany. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. I wish
Wow.
you I wish you continued good health. I wish you joy in your heart, success in your business endeavor, and may the coming year bring you lots of happy moments.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Mr. Jo Marie Chan, thank you. You've made our November. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. We learned so much. Our hearts are full. We're so inspired by you, by your music and by you. So I pray for your good health, for your continued good health and your safety and many more creative years ahead and that musical that we will all look forward to. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you for guesting me. And good night.
Thank, thank you. Good night. And we'll be right back. Okay, don't go away.
We'll be back. Conversations with Cathy will be right back.
Wow, what a show. What a show. It's like, I have to say it's, ayoko ng favorites, di ba? But it's like one of my favorite shows ever. And I hope you all had a wonderful time this evening. My gosh, imagine being treated to so many songs. What more can we ask for? So really, it's a wonderful, wonderful evening. Cholo, please join me so we can say good night, good morning to you.
Yes, Miss Kat.
Basta araw, I can see that the sun is out behind you. So thank you so much.
Thank you also, Miss Kat. Grabe, sobrang...
You love the show.
I,
Super.
I don't want to play favorites, pero
Right? Yes, this is like
I
in our
can't
top,
help it.
like top
And
one of our
you
best
know what,
episodes.
Miss Kat? Parang I want to say na every time we do an episode, sometimes we do research, chine-check
Yes,
natin yung Instagram, yung Facebook.
yes,
Si
yes.
Sir Joe Marie doesn't have one. Pero
Yeah,
that's where the magic is eh. Parang people nowadays would push their social media, ganyan.
yes.
Si Sir Joe Marie ang nagpo-push is other people eh. You would hear it from your
Right,
family, your
right.
neighbors, and tama kay Miss Kat, it really cuts across all
Yeah, cuts across
generations.
generations. Yes, cuts across generations. And ano yan no, di ba, wala nga siyang social, no Facebook, no Instagram. See, I think it's also one of our highest rated number of audience tonight, if I'm not mistaken. We can check the numbers later. So,
Yes,
Cholo,
Miss
you're
Kat.
so good too, sabi ni Raymond Isaac. O,
Oh
di ba?
wow, thank you
Thank
Sir
you, Raymond
Raymond.
Isaac. So,
I
bukas
really
ikaw naman ang
appreciate it po.
I cannot watch you pala because I'm going to be at the feast of Brother Bo.
Oh, okay
Yes,
Miss Kat.
so I'll be talking about loss and grief. And so if you'd like to listen in, it's 4 o'clock tomorrow, the feast of Brother Bo Sanchez. So there. So what's our final word, Chol?
All right, Miss Kat, our
From
final word from our friend Miss Bing
our
Sonsona.
friend Bing. Yes, my eyes are bad, so you're going to have to read it to me.
Okay, it says, I believe that Christmas is truly in our hearts and
Yes.
through JMC fashion.
Yes, Christmas and Christ, 'di ba? COVID is not going to stop Christmas, right? As Mr. Chan said earlier, Christmas is about family, so we're going to find ways and means to connect with our family in spite of the restrictions. 'Di ba? Like you, Cholo, you're with your family, and next week
Yes,
is
Miss Kat.
Thanksgiving, so we are going to take a break next week, and we'll be back in December. So our first show is December 4th. So take a break muna kami because it's Thanksgiving.
Yes,
We're
Miss Cat.
right?
After nun, Miss Cat, I have a lot to be thankful for.
Right. We'll be
After
talking
this
about-
episode.
Exactly, and we'll talk about that when we get back. So
Yes, Miss
thank
Cat.
you.
All
Good
right.
night. Have a restful and a blessed weekend to all. Thank you, Cholo. I'll see you
All right.
soon.
Thanks, Miss Cat. Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.
Thank you for joining this evening's conversation. See you next Friday night.